The weather looked bad, and it had been quite a night. And this was the big day, the day of the Rally of the Tigers 98. The machines were ready. The question was, would the riders be up to it? The machines and their riders had come from all over the country, all over the globe. From Denmark, from Poland, from America. And most weren't going to let a bit of weather get in the way of their rally. The idea was to outdo a road run back in the 50s, the Toga Run, when more than 500 Triumph owners rallied together. Organiser Bill Palmer says whatever happened, they'd be breaking a record.
Back in 1959 there was a road run in Belgium where the Dutch, Belgians and British Triumph owners rode their bikes together for a period of several miles, totaling 530 in all. And we figured it might be nice to sort of resurrect that sort of 40 years later or thereabouts, and see if we could match it or even better it. But the main gist of that for us now with the weather is that we've managed to get the Guinness Book of Records to confirm that if we can produce a number of bikes in the way that they've asked us to set the road run out, they will confirm it as a world record for the most number of one-make motorcycles together on the road. And of course those will be Triumphs. The new generation of Triumphs, they've swelled the numbers considerably, so they're now available for people to buy, and many people have changed their allegiance from the Japanese bikes and gone back to the British. So it's nice that they're available for us now.
Not everyone, of course, is totally comfortable with the new generation of Triumphs.
I started motorcycling in 1947, and this is the 51st year. I've spent 42 years of it riding in trials with a sidecar and solo, including Scottish 6 days.
What have you won?
The awards that you see there, there's a first class award, Concours award for the sidecar outfit that I was riding then, and also the team award. One of the men, there were 3 members of the team.
I rode for Triumphs from 1952 till they closed down in 1968. So in quite a long period there, and of course I rode most of the models of bikes, and today has been quite good really, because one of the chaps has come up with a bike that I had in the 1958 International 6 Days in Germany, and he's renovated it as it was when I rode it. And the funny part about it is, I borrowed a bike to do the run, and it broke down, run out of petrol. So this chap come along with my old 6-day bike, and of course I took that over, sat on it, and really it was like being at home again.
I started at Meriden just after Christmas 1953 in the service repair shop.
Right.
I worked there right up until Her Majesty required my presence, and I was called up, went into the Royal Signals as a dispatch rider, then was seconded to the White Helmets, or as they were called then, the Royal Corps of Signals motorcycle display team. And after my 2-year stint, obviously I was demobbed and came back to Meriden, and that's where I stayed right through until the Workers' Cooperative or the unions took the place over.
Apart from the experts, there were plenty who came simply because motorcycling is in their blood. Ron Long from Nottingham.
Lifelong interest, really. You know, from when I was about 16, I had my first bike. You know, and I'm 64 now.
it's all that I've owned really. That's, you know, back in my youth, so that's...
Well, tell me about the bikes you've had.
well, I'm a Tiger Cub man. There's a Tiger Cub there parked right next to us, but I've had a Thunderbird as well back in the 60s, in 61. And this one actually I just picked up off a chap that lived 2 doors from me. He's had it 7 years, it's never been on the road, so I put it on the road. I've only had it a week, tidied it up a bit, and away we go.
You could compare it to some of these wild water rafters. I mean, they get wet and they put their lives at risk, and yet they seem to enjoy doing it, or even mountain climbers or potholers, you know. I suppose it's just sort of thing that interests you. I find it exhilarating, always have. Always get the feeling of excitement when I know I'm going for a ride on the motorbike, and that's all there is to it.
I fell in love with Peter, then I fell in love with his bike, and I wanted to learn to ride myself, hence the Tiger Cub, which was a small enough bike for the vertically challenged. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the test, but I do thoroughly enjoy riding on the back, carrying the tools, cuddling the hedgehog occasionally, poor old thing, but it's getting a bit wet now. And I just love it. Miles and miles of smiles on the back of a bike. The sun's shining in our hearts and the bike's all ready to go. What more could you want?
These lads from Nottingham had brought down their newly restored TSX, and they weren't getting it wet. A 0-hour approach, some prepared to ride, others prepared to leave.
This lot, it's put the damper on it, like, you know, which is a shame, of course, like, you know, for everybody concerned, like, you know.
A year ago, I got it from a bloke who'd had it on his back garden for 3 years, stood out in the rain, so it was a complete wreck. It altered a lot of things, so it's virtually had everything done to it. It's been completely stripped down, every nut and bolt. So it's only been together for probably a month now, so I'm looking after it for a bit. Maybe in a bit I'll start thrashing it, but...
Somebody might say you're being a bit too precious. I mean, I thought you'd try...
No, it's me that's put the work into it, so I'd rather keep it looking like that and save it for another day. We're going to go and have a look around some of the stores, and I want to find out a bit more information about that particular bike, so I'm going to go and have a word with the Triumph Owners Club people. But if this weather stays like this, we might as well head off back.
It rained and it rained, but they did stay long enough to find out about their bike's history, thanks to the fact there was a machine registrar on site. If you've ever wondered whether your Triumph is the genuine article, or if it's cobbled together from a number of sources, you have to speak to Roy Jordan. He has the computer records that match up engine and frame numbers, and he had one customer who found out he was driving a fake.
We had one yesterday, yeah. He thought he got a Tiger 100 SS and it turned out to be a 3TA.
How did you feel about that?
Not too happy.
There are still plenty of them out there.
They come out of sheds. One interesting one was bought from a fellow whose brother was lost at sea 30 years ago, and the bike had just been sitting there for 30 years since he went to sea, and his brother sold it. It's just been there, you know? Complete untouched bike, 30 years old.
There was still just time before the rally for a chat between youngsters and veterans about all the bikes on show, old and new, about how the Triumph was the bike of its day, a smaller bike, a good looker with a simple engine, easy to work on, and the spares were easy to get. They still are. How there's something about an old Triumph, the noise, the smell, the grubby fingers, that's what makes the classics special. And that's why they're still going on the rally, whatever the weather.
There'll be a few of us in line from what I've seen, so yeah, well, we'll go for it. If not, there's always next year. British summers can't be bad every year, can they?
That's debatable, but in spite of the torrential rain, they were up for it, and there was plenty of stiff upper lip and British bulldog spirit around. And this wasn't just a male macho thing. There were plenty of women enthusiasts there to swell the ranks.
Thanks for coming. We will then have set the world record for the most number of one-make motorcycles on the road together. We will go down in history as Triumph riders. It's the first time this category has been opened. We were looking for 530 machines to better the gathering in 59 in Belgium. It probably didn't rain in 59 in Belgium. But rest assured, we will have achieved that world record for Triumph motorcycles.
Midday, and it was time for last-minute checks to the bikes and the route before setting off. They all had to go 2 miles. The hardier could continue around the full 33-mile course. It was quite a procession. It took more than 8 minutes for the riders to pass the few hardy spectators who'd ventured out to see a triumph of engineering and effort take to the roads on a wet Sunday afternoon. Organiser Bill Palmer was supposed to be on a 54 Tiger 110. He was glad he'd changed his mind as that bike broke down with someone else on it. And while more than 300 bikes made the run, many turned for home after the first couple of miles. A hardy few carried on, but there was confusion over the route, and let's face it, a few got lost.
Next year, what we'll do, stay at home and have a bath.
What happened?
What happened? Well, it rained. We had approximately 330 machines on the road, which looked quite good. Gave the police a complete nightmare, but they looked after us really well, so that was good.
Hold on. Time for a photo call. That's it. Right, back to work.
The rain cleared, the weather heated up just a bit, and as the bikers dried off, they recalled the camaraderie and feeling of freedom that makes bikers go out in all weathers.
It's the freedom. I think definitely it's the freedom. You know, people just like just that feeling. I think it's perhaps, I don't know, maybe going back years ago, it would have been a horse 200 years ago, but it's just that feeling of being free, and that seems to be what people go for.
It's a nostalgia thing. It's a similar feeling you get when you see a steam train. That you can watch them working, they're friendly, they're not encased, you're not in a box like you are with a car. They're a necessary evil, unfortunately. Everybody should get on a bike, definitely.
It's the feeling of comradeship, I think, all the other motorcyclists together. And it's hard to describe, really. I think you've got to be a motorcyclist yourself to feel it.
He feels it, and so do these hardy stragglers. And they'd officially set a record for the greatest number of bikes of one type in one place at the same time. All in all, a triumph for Triumph.
We've actually now set the record, and it's there now to be broken by other people. It's officially set. We didn't meet the target of the 530 bikes that we hoped we would beat. I think had the weather been good, we'd have made it. But, you know, it's something there for another years now.
And there will be other years. Bill says the challenge now is to get 1,000 bikes, 1,000 Triumphs on the road at the same time. It's achievable, he says, if they all club together. Triumph owners always help each other, especially the non-starters. Triumphs are here to stay. They've been around a long time. Doesn't it say somewhere that the roar of Moses' triumph was heard throughout the Promised Land? The Triumph was and is a classic, according to Meriden rider John Giles. He remembers the day when the factory owner used to say it was an honour to ride a Triumph. He still has 3 bikes he was given when he retired in 1968, and thousands are still being ridden. He was delighted to find the bike he used in the 1958 International 6 Days in Germany. He even rode it in the Rally of the Tigers.
They was a smaller bike, you know, they tended to be a bit smaller bike, good engine, simple engine, easy to work on, which is what people find now, you know, spares was easy to get in those days, and of course they are now. I think it's magic, you know, what the boys have laid on here today, with the conditions as it's been, you know, the wet conditions, they couldn't have had it worse, really. And to get a turnout, they tell me, of about 380 on the road, I thought it was a good show, really. and the lads come along and they got wet through coming here, they get wet through riding around, and now it's all finished and over and it stopped raining.
Isn't that always the way? Still, they had the chance to say, "Hello, Mum." And why go home when there's beer to drink? There were still some awards and a rather special prize to dish out, as well as plenty of backslapping.
We've actually now set an official world record for one make of motorcycle on the road together. So, well done, guys. It's a triumph every time. So we've achieved something a bit special this year. We've got a feeling that we're going to open up the show again next year. We've had very good response from people. I think we've got some serious motorcycling people here today, because it's not just anyone that will turn out in this kind of weather and get on their Triumphs and ride them. So thanks very much for that, everybody, and we appreciate that, and we will be in the Guinness.
And you know, without you guys, there is no show. You are the Triumph riders. We're the Triumph riders, and we want you all to give yourself a round of applause, please, all of you. Really, thanks. Thanks for your support. We really appreciate it.
23, 37, 38.
Yes, these are the heroes, the riders on the Rally of the Tigers, and those who'd come to show off their pristine concourse examples.
Third place, we have number, paper's getting wet, can't think why. It's Mr. Clifton with a black 61 Bonnie, number 27. This guy has owned this motorcycle for 30 years. Yeah.
Congratulations anyway.
So it was genuinely butchered all those years ago, and it's a lovely bike. Thanks for bringing it. Second place with the voting is, a lot of suspense now. It's another one of those Chambers, gentlemen. Number 11 for the red and silver Bonneville, 1970. Come on, Dad. These guys, we see them at a lot of shows. They put a lot of effort into to bring their bikes, ride their bikes, and consistent results. So well done. Thanks for coming. I don't know whether this bike is what we would say captures the spirit of Triumph. It certainly captures the spirit of what's achievable with a Triumph, or several Triumphs if you bolt them together. Yeah, number 31, Mr. Pooley, the GP 1500. Thanks for bringing it down. It's a feat of engineering. We've all enjoyed seeing it in the flesh this weekend. Best in show. Well done. Thanks very much.
And there was one event to come. The draw for the winner of a 1959 Thunderbird in superb original condition.
2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6, 6. We got a winner. Straight in. Congratulations.
It was won by Michael and Jennifer Adwick from Yalding in Kent. They'll add it to their collection, which already includes a T160 and a Bonneville.
Have they passed out, or? It's Mrs. Adwick from Yalding, local. Result. Yes. Well done. Thanks very much, Mrs. Aldwick. You have won the 59 6T. It's hers. Congratulations, and I'll deliver it for you probably on Tuesday morning. Congratulations, a round of applause. Okay, put some petrol in it.
I don't ride a bike.
Well, what are you going to do with it then?
Well, it's my yours.
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
I'm going to
we're
teach you how to ride it.
sharing. We're
I'm
sharing.
going to teach you how to ride it. Just gobsmacked.
When the draw came out, I said
Absolutely.
another 6, and it was
Number 6, yeah.
What was it? 6-6, wasn't it?
That's it, 6,
Yeah, 3-2-6-6. I've got 3-2-6-7.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to polish it or ride it?
Polish it,
We
boy.
can polish it and we will ride it.
All right. I can polish it, we can ride it.
And they're promising to keep their prize Thunderbird forever. Next year, the organisers are hoping for even more competitors, old and new.
It's amazing how many of these machines are still laying around the place, and we know a lot of people have actually got old bikes ready for this meeting, this rally. They've been working hard, finishing the restoration of them, getting them fettled ready, and there seems to be a lot of them about.
The Tiger Rally 1998 has thrown down a challenge to the Harley and the Honda Brigade to stage a rally with even more bikes. But whatever the others do, they can't change the fact that the first official rally record is a triumph for triumph.